Mighty Canadian Minebuster is a wooden roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland. This ride features a unique location through the Splashworks water park, as this attraction passes over and under pathways, and many water slides go over it. But is this ride actually good, or does it live up to its infamous nickname as the Spinebuster? Find out in this review. Canada's Wonderland opened back in 1981 with 3 wooden roller coasters, all of which were designed by Curtis D. Summers. The largest of the trio was the Mighty Canadian Minebuster. Modeled after Ohio's Coney Island's former shooting star, this coaster has an L-shaped out-and-back layout. The ride is credited by the park as being built by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters, but that company stopped building coasters in the late 1970s. From what I can gather, workers from that company had involvement with the project though and helped build it. The ride's entrance is next to Yukon Striker in the Frontier Canada section of the park, which was created in 2019, and the ride really celebrates its Canadian heritage with a bazillion flags in the station. Interestingly, this themed area was supposed to be created back in 1981 with the park, and Minebuster was supposed to be the anchor, but the concept for the themed land was abandoned and wasn't created for another 38 years. When this coaster opened, its out and back layout was all by its lonesome. That all changed in the 1990s. The Splashworks water park opened in 1992. The first phase was to the right of Minebuster and didn't have to cross it, but the water park was so popular that it necessitated an expansion in 1996. The only land available was on the opposite side of Minebuster, so this coaster's bunny hills had to be modified so pedestrian bridges could pass over the attraction. I couldn't find photos or videos of what changed with the attraction, but I'm guessing the bunny hills may have been taller, sharper, or more numerous in the past, because you can tell that they're awkwardly drawn out today. Now you have 2 bridges and multiple water slides positioned above Minebuster. This creates an interesting aesthetic. You can see very little of this attraction from inside the dry park, mainly just the lift hill of this big brown coaster. But the ride creates a lot of energy in the water park seeing this wood coaster fly by. Minebuster usually doesn't have one of the longest waits in the park of the coasters, but it can get a modest wait on busier days. The coaster regularly runs 2 trains, one yellow and one red. Each seats up to 30 riders across 5 cars. With the 3-bench trains, you really want to avoid the wheel seat or the back of a car. Otherwise, you're in for a very bumpy ride. This coaster didn't earn the nickname Spinebuster for no reason. But if you avoid those wheel seats, it won't live up to that name, which is a good thing. The coaster is tolerable in the front or second row of a car. You have a few bumpy valleys and a shaky helix, but it's not too bad overall. My favorite seats are either the first 2 rows of the first or back car. The PTC trains feature a seatbelt and individual lap bar combination. The lap bars are stiffer on this ride and move in larger increments than most PTC trains. After the employees check your restraint, I would recommend holding onto the lap bar during the coaster, or the bumpy valleys can cause it to lower further. It won't really impact how much airtime you get on this coaster, but if you get stapled by the ride, it can cause the jackhammering to be more uncomfortable. Once dispatched, you round a 180-degree turn and head up the 90-foot or 27-meter tall lift hill. This lift runs along the coaster's brake run. You get a great view of Backlot Stunt Coaster to your left and the water park to your right. When you reach the top, you get a gorgeous view of Behemoth. Before going into the drop, you have a small little dip followed by an unbanked 90-degree turn. It looks slow off-ride, but it actually has some laterals. Then comes the first drop. If you're in the back row, you get a delayed but decent pop of ejector airtime. This timing caught me off guard. It's the best moment on the ride. You then fly over the first bunny hill. Those up front get some weak bouncy airtime, while those in back get a single tiny bit of lift. What's more notable about this hill is the head chopper with a Super Soaker water slide, and this won't be the last head chopper either. Immediately after, you get another head chopper as you whiz under the first pedestrian bridge. You then coast over this extremely drawn out bunny hill. Forget about any airtime on this hill. It's not profiled correctly. I'm pretty sure this hill had to have been modified. You do get another head chopper with yet another pedestrian bridge though on the exit, so that's one positive at least. The far turnaround is the ride's second tallest hill by far, but you still have enough speed to produce some laterals on the unbanked 180-degree turn. You then drop into the return run, unfortunately getting no airtime, but you do get another head chopper with the same pedestrian bridge as before. Next is this weirdly profiled bunny hill. It starts subtly banking left. I don't recall getting any noticeable laterals here, just some jackhammering. Those up front do get some faint airtime in between the jostling though. You then fly over another bunny hill. This one passes over the pedestrian bridge for a change. You won't leave your seat, but you do get two terrifying head choppers, one with the plunge water slide going up, and one with Super Soaker going down. Next is the ride's final bunny hill. It looks like it should give airtime, but instead it's just very bumpy. It's the roughest spot on the coaster, oddly enough. You then coast through a section of straight track that would make Ride of Steel smile, before going into an upwards helix finale. And this helix is weird. It's underbanked, so you get decent laterals, but those lats are applied in such a weird manner. Because of how this coaster tracks, you are repeatedly pushed against the side of the train. It wasn't uncomfortable, just odd. I can't think of another coaster that slams you for laterals like this. And along with those lats, the helix also includes a tunnel for part of it to enhance the ride's sense of speed, which is a good thing because the ride is almost out of it by this point. You then hit the final brake run, ending the 3,828 foot or 1,167 meter long coaster. To be honest, the coaster doesn't feel nearly that long based off the quantity of elements, but that just goes to show how drawn out those bunny hills are. So what would I rate the mighty Canadian Minebuster? I would give this wood coaster a 4 out of 10. This is a subpar wood coaster, but it's not a Spinebuster, as long as you avoid a wheel seat. Sure, it's bumpy in spots, but it is ultimately tolerable. My biggest gripe with this coaster is the pacing and how many of the hills are devoid of airtime. The first drop in the back is the only notable spot of airtime. This coaster's most redeeming qualities are the laterals on the turns and the abundance of head choppers of the water park. There really are some nice visuals on this ride. Of the Wonderland wood coasters, I prefer Wild Beast to this one. I dream of RMC converting one of Canada's Wonderland's wood coasters someday, and if I had to pick which one got a hybrid conversion, this would be my pick. It has a weaker layout than Wild Beast, but a more interesting location because you interact with that water park. I know it would be a different layout than the Twisters RMC is used to, but I'm sure they can work their magic on this ride if Cedar Fair wanted it, but that's a debate for another day. So those are my thoughts on the mighty Canadian Minebuster at Canada's Wonderland. What are your thoughts about this Curtis Summers wood coaster? What is your favorite wood coaster at this Ontario theme park? Let me know down below, and if you experienced this coaster before the water park was installed, let me know what changed. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.